Welcome to White Chair Talk. It is New Year's Eve. Ooh, New Year's Eve. I'm so excited. New Year's Eve. But we got to get this last Wednesday White Chair Talk down. If you've been watching me at all, I have been talking about all month of December boundaries and things that we don't want to take into the new year of our life. Things that stunt our growth, things that don't allow us to move forward in life. Because guess what? We only have one life to live. One life to live, and I don't want to live that life worrying about what somebody said or what they did or how it hurt me. I don't want to bring baggage and old patterns and old habits with me into the new season of my life. No matter where that season starts, I don't want to bring it. And I don't want you to bring it. So today, I'm going to talk about a personal experience of mine about hurt and rejection. And I'm going to talk about how I overcame it, and I hope that'll help you. So stick with me, stay tuned. Going into 2026, today I'm going to talk about a an issue that I had in a relationship that I valued. And you know that little subtle quiet hurt that goes a long, long way. Sometimes it's not always the big things that bother you. It's that little subtle thing that bothers you. So it kind of surprised me. It surprised me because I wasn't expecting it, and I thought things were great, things were fine. It was a quiet, subtle little hurt, and all it was a simple request. The request was, can you not communicate this way because of this explanation? That was all it was. But the communication that I was doing was a communication that I thought was natural for me. It was easy, it was natural to communicate this way. I thought this helped us stay in touch. It was just like the best, greatest thing in my book. But the simple request was to, hey, not communicate this way. Instead of opening up my mouth, instead of saying something, what did I do? I got silent. I silenced myself, and it seemed it was a practical thing, a simple request. But because it was a natural thing that I did, I silenced myself. I shut up. I just said, okay. But I was offended. I was offended that I was asked to not communicate in a certain way. And I was offended because I felt rejected. I felt rejected. I felt like, so what does this mean? I looked at myself internally like, did I say something? Did I do something? Like, what happened? Like, why are you shutting this off? But I had to look at this like, it wasn't so much as the request that bothered me so much. It was the fact that it threw me off balance, because then I thought to myself, well, how will we stay in touch? How will we communicate? Because we have busy lives. I'm busy. Everybody's busy. And I thought that this was great. And wouldn't you want to know this part of my life? I just took it personal, and I was very in my feelings. I will say that I was in my feelings. It was just like an imbalance. Like I just kind of wasn't sure. It shook me, and it made me think like, okay, so does this person not want to talk to me anymore? Like, what is this about? I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how to take that. So I did what I always do. I got silent. And sometimes silence is good, especially if you are angry. You kind of want to be quick to listen and slow to speak, slow to anger. It just made me feel, And instead of giving a person or the relationship the benefit of the doubt, or the boundary the benefit of the doubt, I just took what I heard, and that was just how it was going to be. And sometimes you don't have to think about that. We hear what we want to hear. It was a practical request. It wasn't anything over the top, but we hear what we want to hear. And it brought back, I guess, triggers. It brought back triggers. And I immediately just heard negative. I heard, you don't want to talk to me. I heard, you don't want to communicate with me. That's what I heard. It made me literally start questioning myself, questioning my presence in the relationship. I valued this relationship. It didn't make me feel like I had access to them, but they could only have access to me, because if this was a natural way that I communicated, you just cut it off by saying that. So, and I should have asked. That was something that in my months of being in my feelings, in my months of feeling rejected, I was really hurt. I was really hurt, and all I had to do was look at myself, take some accountability, and think back like, would this has this person ever done anything like this before? Would this have ever happened? No. And so with accountability, I should have simply opened up my mouth and asked. But I took the road of offense. I got quiet. I was fake because around them, I really had a problem with them. I wanted to say something, but I was not I didn't feel emotionally safe to bring it up. So I just held it in. I didn't say anything. But guess what? Only person I was having a problem with was me. Because inside I was upset. Inside I was hurt. Inside rejection feels terrible because you start questioning what's wrong with me. Did I do something? You start feeling like, woe is me because I didn't see a reason why it should, even though they gave me an explanation, a simple explanation, I still was like, no, offended, and I wanted to pull back because I felt like, well, my presence isn't wanted, so I pull back. But sometimes we have to sit back and realize where we are in this life. Everything is not about us all the time. But because we have to think about those old triggers, those things, like I said, don't want to take that stuff with you because it doesn't help you grow. Baggage triggers, old patterns that didn't serve you, they don't help you grow. They just help you stay stuck, which is why I took offense so quickly. And sometimes you don't even realize that you are in that place where you take offense to something. But one thing I had to learn about myself, I had to learn that this experience taught me that, you know what? Take a moment, think. Would this person have ever said the things that I was thinking or, thought the things that I was thinking? No. You take accountability. How could I have settled this a lot sooner? Opened up my mouth. It taught me, you know what? If you would have opened your mouth sooner, you would not have suffered these months being upset, suffered these months of being offended, and the person not even knowing that you're offended. See, that happens a lot. People don't know you're offended because you don't open up your mouth and say something. Now, offenses are going to come all the time. We don't have to take the offense and put it in our pocket. That's one thing that I did. I took the offense and I put it nestled safely in my pocket for months. I was offended when it's simply if I would have opened up my mouth. That's how I learned I should have opened up my mouth. When I took accountability for my own actions, I said to myself, if I would have just asked, I would have I would have known that this situation was not like I was thinking. But I also had to look at what I've learned from this is like, where is this coming from? Why did I automatically go to the rejection? Why did I feel rejected? Who rejected me in the past? Why I'm, for this simple request, feeling like I'm rejected right now. So you have to take the accountability. You have to look at yourself, take ownership for any part that you have played in this, because it's not always the blame game on somebody else. So that's what I had to think. And all from a situation that just was a misunderstanding on clarity. That's all it was. A misunderstanding on clarifying what was said. Because why? I didn't open my mouth. I kept my mouth closed. And if we keep our mouth closed, if we keep silent, that's going to put us in a place where you don't want to be. Keeping silent will make you stay disappointed, stay in rejection, stay feeling like nobody likes me, stay feeling like hurt when you don't have to be. You don't have to take that offense because when you take the offense and you feel and you don't deal with yourself and you don't deal with those subtle little things, that's why I said we don't want to take this to the new season of our life because if we don't deal with those subtle things, what will happen is that hurt, that's disappointment, that rejection, that offense. You will take the offense, you will wear it like a badge of honor, and it'll take you on a detour to no man's land, a long journey, far, far away from where God wants you to be. It'll take you so off track. And it's like this detour. And God is like, where are you? Where are you? Because you're so caught up in how offended you are and how it so quietly hurt you, because it did quietly hurt me. And I say quietly because I didn't open up my mouth. It was like a pop in my bubble, like, okay, well, what does that mean? And instead of asking out loud, I only said it in my head, didn't ask out loud, and I carried around the fence with me. It took me on a detour to no man's land until I gathered myself and say, I'm going in the wrong direction. This does not serve me. I am not growing like I should grow. So I had to consider those things. And that is why I don't want to take old baggage, old habits, old triggers, old patterns that did not serve me until the new season of my life. So that's all I wanted to share with you. Just remember, if you go through hurts, if you go through subtle pains, if you go through those achy things in relationships, just remember to take accountability. Open up your mouth. Your feelings are valid. My feelings were valid, but all I had to do was open my mouth and say something. And I didn't do that. And I allowed that offense to get me off track until I decided to deal with myself and deal with that because it was a simple, practical request about communication. And instead of me opening up my mouth, I silenced myself and I wound up being in offense for several months. And it served me no good, no purpose. So you want to train yourself to take accountability, acknowledge where you were hurt, take accountability, open up your mouth, and don't play the blame game. You want to make sure you have the accountability for yourself. Your feelings are validated. If you're hurt, right? But then open your mouth and say something, and you'll find out that the situation wasn't as bad as you thought. We don't want to take anything that doesn't serve us well and doesn't help us grow into the new season of our life. So if you have liked anything on my show so far, please like my page, subscribe, and hit the notification button. And also, I have a video that I did last week about how healthy boundaries keep you at peace. So please check that out. I'm going to post that video. I think it serves great purpose and it'll teach you just some little nuggets to have healthy boundaries. So until next time, bye.